if it's censored. I'm thinking mostly along the lines of Eden of the East. I found it very odd that you get a character who is naked on screen. They have this obnoxious white thing there, and I don't know if that was in the original.
Yes, it was.
Or
I figured as much.
It's uncut. We don't censor anything.
Oh, that's interesting.
That was
I wonder why it was censored like in that particular way then, because I found that very odd.
Yeah, I was asking about it. I thought that it was just unusual, but it was a decision by the creators to do that. That's how we received it. So the only time that you will see anything that may be mosaicked out coming from us is whenever we're streaming something and it goes out to a wider audience. There are certain things that are just simply not appropriate for kids, but when you purchase a DVD product, we like it to be uncut. And so you get everything that you're paying for. So yeah, we try not to censor. We did have to censor, actually no, we didn't even censor it. Shin-Chan, the audio was censored, but only when it was broadcast, and it was done by the it wasn't done by us, by the network, yeah. So the problem was with that is that some of the censorship made it sound worse. Like Caitlin Glass of all people got bleeped, and she never says anything.
No. Yeah, the bleeping made it sound dirtier. Yeah. Strategic bleeping.
Yeah. There was a thing on Funimation's website regarding about the censorship maybe on Bevins and Clarine Harp.
We're releasing it uncut.
Oh, cool.
That is not a censored disc. I guarantee you, we're watching right now. Yeah, it just had to be, again, because of some of the content, whenever we were streaming it, we also had to do that, because there's a certain amount of responsibility when you release episodes online for dedicated time. So, yes.
When you decided to start streaming, was there any conversation about how that would impact DVD and Blu-ray sales? Like maybe added value to the DVDs and Blu-rays over the streaming?
Yes, there were a lot of conversations about that. Personally, I don't see a lot of sales numbers, and, so I don't really know. It's really hard to directly correlate one thing with another because they could be two completely different types of consumers. And honestly, a lot of people watch the episode streaming if they really like the series, they'll still go out and buy it and buy a physical copy of it. I mean, that's what I do all the time. Like I'll go to the movie theater and just watch a movie and I like it, so I'll go out and buy it. It's kind of that. I don't think that it's streaming that has really impacted the DVDs as much. So I don't really think that's the issue. I think that illegal downloading and anything else has been a bigger issue. Oh, she has yes.
Yeah, it's I was wondering, part of the whole thing about buying the DVDs is, I find part of the thing is the commentaries and all. Do you find that they're going to add more of the special features? Because basically, I end up buying the DVDs or whatever because partly, it's added but also for the special features. Because the commentaries sometimes are as fun as so do you think they're going to make it more that people will buy more to add more special features and stuff like that?
I agree with you. I completely agree. And actually, we have been making our more recent releases more collectible. We've kind of gone back to kind of the way that we used to do things a little bit by adding premium items. We are adding extra features. I think Sacred Blacksmith had that nice art booklet. Yeah. So we try to add extra features as much as possible. There are some releases also, like Hetalia, that has really separate extra features discs. So we are trying to make everything as collectible as possible at this time. So that's keeping our translation department very, very busy.
I also know the little story about Easton and Eden, why it's got the little, where you can't see.
Oh, do you?
It's part of the joke. If you watch it in Japanese, when she's in DC, she's speaking Japanese and everybody else is speaking English, and the joke is that, they understand her and she can understand them even though they're speaking two different languages. And it's kind of what you were saying about the bleeding makes it worse. It's like if you could see him naked, the joke's done. I mean, it's not a joke. When you see that little
That makes more sense.
It's hysterical.
Yes. Well, actually, that comes up in Heaven's Lost Property, which I am finally allowed to talk about this weekend. I'm the director of Heaven's Lost Property, and in that show, there is a little cloud icon with angel wings that appears over the main character's junk quite a bit. And I was so worried when we started working on this, and the first thing that I saw was the broadcast version, and we hadn't, gotten in on the DVD version yet. I'm like, God, I hope that icon is still there. Please let that still be there on the DVD version. Oh, I'm so worried that it's going to be gone and uncut. And like, oh, thank God. It's funnier to have it there. So having it in the final version, yes. I was like, oh, thank you. I do not want to see a little cartoon wiener.
In the back. Yes.
I don't know if you guys can answer this question, but I was curious with the recent Blu-ray and DVD combo sets that Funimation is releasing. I just want to know what was their marketing decision behind that.
Okay. There are a couple of things behind that. Because a lot of anime fans are early adopters, as I said earlier, technology, they could want, a Blu-ray version. Some people who purchase the DVDs okay, so let's say there are a couple different ways I can answer this. Let's say that you're somebody like me. I'm very low-tech at home, actually, because I have a technical job. So I like, going home and I basically knit, and I just really care about DVD when I'm at home. Now, I do want to purchase, let's say that I want to purchase Blu-ray discs, but I'm not quite ready to do that yet. It gives you an opportunity, and the cost is about the same. The suggested retail price is very close. I think it's a difference of maybe, Josh, is it a difference of $5?
In most cases, yes.
Yeah, in most cases, it's just a difference of $5. You get both versions of the disc. So it's a way to also help us with shelf space in major retailers, too. It's just getting tougher and tougher because now with major retailers, that real estate on the shelf is you're fighting against other companies like Disney or other bigger companies with deeper pockets, so it's just harder and harder. Also, honestly, it cuts down cost as well because we don't have two separate packages. So for just $5 more, you get both copies of the disc, and so you get basically your preference. You get both versions.
I was just going to add something. Is it also maybe that the Japanese license holders are a little bit more relaxed now, embracing that kind of marketing?
I don't know. They've been very receptive to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't even realize we were doing that until I saw what just came out.
Gary Zero.
Yes, Gary Zero. Yeah, I was like, that's really cool. I had no idea we were doing that. Zach was showing me his copy. I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really nice. Yeah, I don't know. I really like it, personally, because, I can keep the nice version. Maybe if I want to, I can keep the Blu-ray at home and I can lend, the DVD out to a friend, or I can bring it with me to go on trips and stuff. So it's kind of nice having multiple copies.
In case you want to watch it more than once. Done. Toss it.